Hi guys and welcome to the Culture Clash. I'm your host Luis Villalón and I am so excited to have you back for another Friday and another episode, a very special episode, because today we're talking about nothing. That's right, we're talking about nothing but Oscars because the Oscars are this weekend and we are going to talk about it. What would they wear? Who's going to win what? I'm so excited. And I know that you were expecting me to wear a raggedy bow tie, but no, mama. I have something better for you. I have a co-host who is not only knowledgeable about pop culture, but he knows everything about the movies that are going to be presented this Sunday. So please help me welcome the very sexy, my very good friend, Neil Stansel. Hi, Neil.
Oh my God, what an intro. That was fabulous. I loved it.
Girl, that's the least you deserve.
You know I'm the one to talk. All things Oscar, so...
All things Oscar.
Thank you for bringing me along for this journey. I'm excited. So many esteemed women have come before me on this couch, so...
So many women.
I'm excited to be here.
So many women without wigs. They have been here, but we're very excited. If you guys don't know Neil is one of the most knowledgeable people when it comes to movies. And I also want to thank you because I like the Oscars. The fashion, the drama that happens, but like, I often feel like I don't even know what's going on. But I have to say that Neil said, hey, listen, well, Neil's team requested that I did my homework before I showed up.
Do your homework. Do your homework.
So I'm very excited to talk to you about this Movies and Drag the Girls.
I'm excited too. I love it. And with the Oscars, it's like if you're not watching the films before the ceremony, then you really don't enjoy as much. It's so much more exciting when, you know, you've done your homework, you've watched the films, and if someone takes home a statuette or does not take home a statuette, you have a full opinion on it. So it's more exciting that way.
So you're saying that they won't be talking shit out of their ass like I do?
Oh, well.
Because, you know, I'll still be talking without the facts. Yes, I'm actually really excited. Like I said, I enjoy the Oscars because of the glam, the glitz. It's like the cherry on top when it comes to...
And it's like A-list celebrities.
Correct.
Like the biggest stars are going to be at the Oscars on Sunday night. Like you don't have to worry about like Addison Rae or like TikTokers showing up because this is the Oscars. Like these are celebrities, these are real artists here in the room. So
what is with the hate against Addison Rae?
You know, I was really excited when Diet Pepsi came out, and then her like 2 subsequent singles just weren't doing it for me. So I fear she may be a one-hit wonder.
I mean, the girl has been around for a long time.
Maybe too long.
Ooh, this is the second week in a row that someone talks shit about Addison Rae.
Well, she should step up her game if she really wants to, you know, take it to the next level and maybe get an invite next year. Well, I guess maybe, you know, there are the rumors she could be Britney in the biopic, so maybe she will get an Oscar moment. Who knows? I could watch this back in 5 years and eat everything I'm saying. So I'll gladly eat it if that moment comes. But
yes.
Until then, she's a no for me.
We'll see. Okay, so Andrew was here a few weeks ago, and I talked about how she had such a missed opportunity for Diet Pepsi to be such a great video, referencing Britney Spears' Pepsi commercials from back in the day.
Ooh.
And she would have really let producers know, like, hey, I'm here to do the Britney biopic.
Yes.
But I just don't think she takes her career that serious as a singer.
I mean, it's hard to when you're not actually a singer. You know, like if you're giving a couple oohs and ahs in a recording booth, like, are we gonna call them a singer or a recording artist? And I think Addison Rae falls in the box of recording artist.
Listen, we have called Camila Cabello a singer, so...
We've called J-Lo a singer.
Exactly,
I mean...
exactly. Speaking of J-Lo, you think she'll get her Oscar this year?
Considering she's not nominated for anything, I don't think it's her year. But she did have a film at Sundance this past season, The Kiss of the Spider-Woman. It's a movie musical. So the Oscars does historically love movie musicals. So maybe next year when the film premieres, maybe she'll have her moment.
Is that the reason why she was wearing that dress to a premiere? Mm-hmm. She was giving you very Zendaya?
She was playing it up for sure.
Okay, well...
And, you know, she's really upset that she never won for Selena, or she didn't get that nomination for Hustlers, so who knows, maybe J-Lo's time will come. But like Addison Rae, probably not.
I don't understand this hate towards Addison. Addison, I love you. I can't wait to have you on the pod. I don't understand this hate towards Addison. I love Addison. She's just...
I never said I hated her.
But you said she's not a singer.
I said she's a recording artist.
Anyways.
RuPaul is a recording artist. I love RuPaul.
Yes.
So,
and we call her mother.
you know, sometimes when you know what you do well and you do it, I'll give her props there. She knows what she can and she can't do.
She's a great singer. She's a great dancer.
She's a great dancer.
Yes.
And we miss out on a lot of main pop girlies being dancers these days, so I do appreciate that aspect.
Very much so. Remember how we bullied Dula Peep into becoming a dancer?
She needed a couple lessons. Yeah, she needed more than the 1-2 step that she was given.
She needed a little bit more. Okay, but speaking of girls who do it right, you know that we have a little tradition on this podcast because we want to give flowers to the girls who deserve flowers and the girls who really raised us as kids, as young homosexuals. So I want to ask you a very personal question that I ask every single one of my co-hosts. Who is your number one pop star?
So this won't come as a surprise to anyone listening who knows me because I've made it basically my entire personality at this point. But my pop diva forever and always, the one and only Miley Cyrus. Like give it up for Miley Cyrus. She has been working since she's like 12 years old. And she's still one of the biggest stars in the world. Like, and I don't even think we've gotten the best of her yet. Like, I think she continues to just climb. I mean, her star has not peaked yet.
I mean, you do remember, it's the climb.
It's the climb. It's the climb.
It's the climb. Say it louder for the girls in the pay who didn't want to pay tickets up front. You heard me.
It's the climb.
It's the climb. We love Miley Cyrus.
I mean, she raised me. I mean, when I was 9 or 10 years old and Hannah Montana came on for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, this like little girl from Nashville, Tennessee. Obviously, I didn't know she was a Nepo baby with like Billy Ray and Dolly Parton, but like I was like, oh my God, this girl from Nashville, Tennessee made it, and she's now this star. And as a gay boy in Kentucky, like that was everything to me at the time. And I feel like we've really grown up with Miley, and that is why I will just always love her.
And I think most importantly, Miley has grown up with us. We have seen the good, the bad, the ugly of Miley, that she just feels like she's your cousin, your girl that you were raised with.
And everything she does is for the fans. Like any big moment she has, she always thanks her fans. Like she knows how important her fans are to her career and her longevity, and she's just like never taken us for granted. So I love you, Miley, forever and always.
I can't wait to kiki with her one day.
One day.
It's in my delusion.
Me, Miley, and Luann are going to be like smoking cigarettes and having martinis and singing flowers.
Miley, Luann, and you is a dream blunt rotation.
Like a dream trio. Yeah, we'll do it.
It would be amazing. Yes. I actually don't even think of Miley as a Nepo baby anymore.
I don't either, because she's eclipsed her father, so it's like, I don't think she's a Nepo baby.
No, I don't.
And Dolly Parton's only a godmother, so there's no like blood relation there.
I mean, I shouldn't even ask you this. I know the answer, but do you think she needs to do the Super Bowl?
Oh, it's imperative that she does the Super Bowl. She must one day.
Who do you think she will bring out?
Oh, she'll bring out Dolly. It would be interesting if she brought out her dad, considering all the like family drama they've gone through in the past year.
I don't think so.
But I don't know. Miley just has a lot of love in her heart, and I could see her maybe giving up a moment for her dad as well. And drag queens, RuPaul, obviously. I mean,
obviously.
Miley's clout in the industry goes far. Like when I saw her at Lollapalooza in 2021, she had like Lil Wayne out there. And Billy Idol, like from two like vastly different music genres, generation. Like her clout runs deep.
Well,
And we know she's going to come in on the wrecking ball when she does the Super Bowl.
She better.
Like Gaga, she'll be coming from the top ceiling, like naked on the wrecking ball. Like we deserve that moment so badly.
Give it to Miley. I think she deserves it. There are two people that I would like for her to bring out.
Give it to me.
Hannah Montana. And of course, the one and only Ashley O.
I mean, you can't have a show without the three of them.
The fact that she has had a number one on all three of those people is astonishing.
And is the only artist in Billboard history to do so. To chart under 3 different names. I mean, talk about an incredible career.
Period.
And when Miley does her Inevitable Eras tour, where she gives us Hannah Montana, where she gives us Ashley O, she gives us Miley, don't come for that ticket queue if you are not a lifelong Miley fan. Because I'm going to fight people if I do not have VIP, backstage, front row passes So I'm saying I'm a lifelong Miley fan. I deserve to be in the front row. I fought for my life at Lollapalooza. I will fight for my life again.
Okay, I don't want you to drag me, but I think you might not consider me to be on that queue because I have a confession to make. I have never watched Hannah Montana.
Oh my god! I'll give you like the top 10 episodes that you like have to watch.
Okay.
Obviously pilot and finale, but I'll like sprinkle a few in there that you have to watch. But I mean, you're a big enough fan that you deserve like the 200 level. You know, you're not on the floor, but
No.
like 200s.
Yeah. I'm down with that. The 200s is good. The 200s
Yeah.
is good. The fact that there was a gasp in the room, that's how tells you how gay this show is.
And I just have to say, like the pop girls that exist today, like Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan, like they would not exist had it not been for Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana. Like she raised those girls to be pop stars, and they've said it themselves. So it's not like I'm pulling culture out of my butt, but Miley her impact is wide and deep.
Clap if you agree. There you go. Okay, well, now let's get into what we're here for. We're here for the
course,
Oscars
yes.
because there's so many things that have happened over the week. But today, Friday, we're going to be talking about what we think is going to happen. And like I said, Neil really made me do my homework on a lot of these films. So I actually watched them so that I could kiki with him and really have an opinion that is not just pulling things out of my ass.
It's fun to be part of the conversation.
Yeah,
Like,
so let me read you a little recap and then we'll get into it, okay?
excited.
So the 2025 Oscars are fast approaching, and by fast I mean this weekend. And this year's class of nominees are anxiously awaiting, just like you and I. The Oscar ceremony, hosted by Conan O'Brien, will air live from the Dolby Theater at Ovation Hollywood on Sunday, March 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ABC and Hulu. Not sponsored. What do you think?
I am so excited for the Oscars this year. Like,
So excited.
there's a lot of great films in the mix. There's a lot of great nominees. You know, with Demi Moore, we have the chance for like to celebrate her whole career, but then we also have a chance for Mickey Madison to like have this really breakthrough star-making moment at the Oscars. So there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of ways things could go. As long as Emilia Perez doesn't sweep, I will be happy.
Okay, so really quick, we could talk about Emilia Perez, and not because of how good it is, but because of all the controversy that has happened and all of the things that have been going on. But they have 13 nominations.
Which is one of the most like nominated films in Oscar history, which it does not deserve. It does not deserve. I'm sorry. Like, I give flowers when flowers are due, and this film is not it. It is not it. I mean, the Rotten Tomatoes audience score is like 17%. Like, it's abysmal.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the Academy is celebrating in such a way. Maybe Netflix paid big bucks for some, voter support, but I'm really shocked at how the Academy has embraced this film, because anyone I talk to, no one has really much of anything to say about it other than that they didn't like it.
You know, the funny thing is that the movie wasn't bad. It wasn't good. Where you just lost me completely were the musical parts. It was like, I'm Mexican. I know exactly what the world goes on with Mexico. I understand the crime scene, the drugs, and everything that happens. It's a very serious problem for every person that lives in Mexico, who's a part of the Mexican culture. We are aware. We all have been affected in one way or another. And to me, it just felt like here we are telling the story about the murder of women, and suddenly you break into a dance. And at the very beginning, I was kind of like, okay, so you're doing a film about Mexico, and it's like tortillas, tacos. Like it was so just elementary.
And I mean, and the Latino community like has not embraced the film, and neither has the trans community, like, which is very telling about the film. Like, it plays into like a lot of really bad stereotypes. So for the Academy to celebrate it in such a way, like, I think we need to reevaluate some things and like tune into what audiences are saying. Because at the end of the day, if like audiences aren't enjoying something, then why even share it?
I honestly would not have watched this movie had it not been for this episode, and because you asked me to watch it, and I said, okay, I'm gonna watch it.
And I almost gave up like 15 minutes into that movie. I was like, I don't know if I can do this, but I was like, I'm gonna stick it out because there must be some redeeming quality about this film for it to have 13 nominations. I mean, it's bonkers, people. Emilia Perez is a bonkers. It's wild.
It's wild. I do think that Zoe Saldana did a decent job.
Decent, yeah.
I could not get past the accent, the Mexican accent that just wasn't there. And I think that maybe I'm just seeing it as someone who was raised in Mexico and understands. It was a little...
What do you think about Selena Gomez?
Selena Gomez was like the wasabi in your sushi. Unnecessary, it'll sit there. It was just there.
I thought she was kind of cute in it, honestly. I kind of liked her role. Jessie, you know, the scorned wife of the drug dealer.
It was just disrespectful. It was disrespectful the way her accent was. It was so sad. In fact, before the whole, before the movie even came out, there was a big controversy in Mexico because a big actor / producer kind of gave some criticism about Selena Gomez's accent and the way that she was portrayed on the movie, and people came after him. Because, you know, what are it, Selenators?
Selena-nator? Yeah, Selena-nators?
Those people without
something.
Selenators, those people without a job that support Selena Gomez. They were coming for...
Someone's got to do the work. Someone's got to do the work. Because Wizards of Waverly Place was no Hannah Montana.
No.
So,
I don't know how Selena has made it this far. I don't dislike Selena. I really don't.
I think she was just like golden age of Disney Channel, and like that's kind of what took her to the next level. Like Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez should thank Miley Cyrus for all she did for the Disney Channel.
Demetra. But here's the thing about the difference between Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez, that I think it's such a important thing in any like celebrity or anyone in the industry. I think Selena Gomez has a fan base that are just hardcore fan base. She could fart on a microphone and they would love it.
Which could sound better than some of the notes that she does give us. So
I also agree with that. But her fan base are just going to love her, and she will be... It's kind of like, I don't even want to compare her to Britney Spears, but you know Britney Spears will be supported by the gay community no matter what she does. And I
Knives and all.
Yes, yes, Britney, yes. Hashtag cannibalism. Do it, Britney. And Selena Gomez is the same way. People just love her, and if you come after her, I'm scared that somebody's going to come and knock on my door.
And she's so boring. Like, to be honest, she's pretty boring.
Yeah,
At least in my opinion.
I don't know how she's made it this far. I don't mind her. I don't understand how she's the most followed celebrity on Instagram. I don't understand how she's...
She is still the most followed.
Number one, number two. I think Cristiano Ronaldo might be the number one. But she's up there.
Let me say this briefly. Selena does have a few hits. She has a few.
Yes.
I mean, Hands to Myself, we all know when it gets, I mean, it could, but why would I want to?
We love that. I also really love Selena prior to just Selena. Selena in the Scene. Selena in the Scene was so good. Yeah, so, okay, my producer is telling me that Cristiano Ronaldo has 649 million followers. So I believe the second most followed person is Selena.
Okay, and then Kylie Jenner probably.
Yeah, I think it might be like Messi or something.
How do you feel about Selena and Betty Blanco?
You know, she's just kind of like playing musical chairs.
He's really lucky to be with her, is all I'll say.
He is very lucky to be with her. She's number 3. Number 3 on Instagram.
Okay.
That is what I'm getting right now, that she is number 3 on Instagram.
Good for her.
Good for her. Okay, let me put my notes down because I have something to say about Selena. And last week, I did not get to talk about this, but I don't dislike Selena. I think Selena sometimes is such a pick-me girl. She plays into this victim role all the time. She throws the rock and hides her hand. The whole situation with like Hailey Bieber and the bullying, all she could have done was like, hey, you guys stop this. Never did. She just, oh, I'm sorry for me.
If you live in a mega mansion, you should not be able to say you get bullied. Like let's just be real here.
Let's just be real.
Like, your life is fine.
Another situation that kind of made me upset, and I don't really care for celebrities doing political things. If you don't ever want to do it, I don't care.
Agreed.
Because I don't see you 9 to 5 going out there and saving children from nature. So it's fine, right? Selena Gomez posted a video not long ago. She was crying because of the ICE situation and saying how heartbroken she was about the victims and the families being separated, right? Cute. Then people started giving her shit because a few months ago, people were asking her to post about Gaza, and she said, "What would I do about it?" Now, you didn't have to post about either one of them. But then she deleted the video of her crying because she was getting bullied. And I'm like, bitch, if you're going to do something, stand for it.
And if you're gonna post it, there's no reason to delete it because
It's there.
If someone sees it in 1 second, they will record it. Like screen record is everyone's worst enemy. So if you're gonna post it, just post it and move on. We'll forget
She always plays the back and forward. Like, she just always wants to be liked.
for sure.
And the only reason I like her is because she's friends with Taylor Swift.
Oh, part of the girl gang.
Part of the girl gang.
You know her, Selena, Blake Lively.
Oh.
Okay, let's talk Oscars. We're
Let's talk
getting in
Oscars.
dangerous
I
territory.
could talk shit about Selena
There's
Gomez.
no nominations for It Ends With Us, so we're gonna move past that.
Okay, well, let's get into the very first category.
Okay,
And then
let's do
we
it.
have to discuss who do you think is going to be the winner, or what do we think? Performance by an actress in a leading role. First, we have Cynthia Erivo with Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon with Emilia Perez, Mikey Madison with Honora, Demi Moore, The Substance, and Fernanda Torres with I Am Still Here. What did you think? Did you watch all 5 of them?
I did not watch all 5 of them, but I have seen Demi Moore in The Substance, Mickey Madison and Honora, Cynthia Erivo and Wicked at least 12 times, and Carla and Emilia Perez. I did not see Fernando
I'm Still
Torres. Yeah, and I'm Still Here. What I love about the Best Actress race this year is it really could go any way, because with all the award ceremonies that lead up to the Oscars, like the precursors, like Golden Globes and BAFTA and SAG, like Mickey Madison's been winning some for Honora and Demi Moore's winning some for The Substance. So it really could be anyone's race, which is exciting. But we're definitely at like 2 different ends of the spectrum. Like we have Demi Moore for The Substance, which is a great, incredible performance. Like it's amazing. And if she were to win, it feels more like a Lifetime Achievement Award as an Oscar, which I don't love. I really feel like it should celebrate a singular performance in that year who was the best. Like that's just to me how the Oscars should work. Like the Critics' Choice, that, you know, we can give that as a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
So I think if Demi were to win, it's more Lifetime Achievement. Whereas Mickey Madison as Honora is the true breakout role and star-making moment this year. And if she were to win the Oscar, it would just be so exciting because then that changes her whole career for the rest of her life. Like if she wins, we just made a movie star. Like where she goes from there, like is exciting. Like
It's very Jennifer Lawrence when she won hers. It's like
Yes, very
she's
Jennifer
here to
Lawrence.
stay. So you think it should be a Mikey Madison?
Mikey Madison and Honora. And she really did incredible work in that movie. I mean, she learned how to pole dance. She learned an accent. She like lived in the area of Brooklyn where the film is set. Like she really went all in for this role and gave us a fully fleshed out character as Annie in the movie. So I would love to see her win. She's phenomenal in it.
So you're saying she committed to the gig, unlike Selena Gomez?
She definitely committed to the gig. She committed to the gig.
committed to the gig.
But I cannot move past Best Actress category without giving Cynthia Erivo her flowers as Elphaba.
Which you actually have a very interesting point. I have talked to you about this, and you have told me that you don't believe that she's going to win this year because she might get it next year. Tell the girls why.
So I think that Wicked this year, it may win a couple of technical awards with like production design, editing, hairstyling, some of those more technical awards. But I think next year the Oscars are really going to celebrate Wicked. They got all their nominations this year, but I think next year when For Good comes out, I think that's when they will get their statuettes, both Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Because when they did Lord of the Rings, and I'm not even a fan of Lord of the Rings, but when they did that trilogy, those movies were nominated every year for like Best Picture, Best Acting, writing, all of the awards. but they didn't win any until the third and final one of the trilogy came out. And it was a way of like celebrating that franchise as a whole with that. And that's what I think we're going to get with Wicked for good. Because then we get the full performance. You know, we will get the full journey of Elphaba and Glinda. And there's not a single person who can listen to the song for good and not be changed by it. So I think Wicked's going to take a couple of awards this season, but I think next year it's going to be all about Wicked, and I'm so excited. And the way it's tied into cinema history with like The Wizard of Oz, like it's beautiful and it deserves its flowers.
My only fear is that I think Cynthia is losing that like excitement. I have been hearing like line items that she's not very well liked in the industry, that producers don't really want to work with her. So my only fear is that she's going to be like phased out for the next year.
I would really hope not, because if Ariana were to win the Oscar, like I think you also need to give the Oscar to Cynthia Erivo, because Elphaba does not exist without Glinda, and Glinda does not exist without Elphaba. And they just did incredible work in the first one, and I'm so excited for what's to come.
So you are saying Mikey Madison.
Mikey Madison
Honora.
for Honora.
I'm going to say Demi Moore.
Okay.
I watched The Substance. This boy made me watch it, and it took me 3 business days to get through it. When I tell you guys that I was like watching like that, like I was hiding because of how explicit it was, but it was such a beautiful movie. There wasn't much talking.
No, there's not a lot of dialogue, which is another reason I don't think Demi Moore really deserves it. Like when you have Mikey Madison, who's like monologuing all throughout Honora.
Oh
Like,
my God, I mean, Demi just really went there, and it was...
she does go there. And I will say The Substance is one of the films this season that I tell people, I'm like, you have to watch it because it is so reactionary. Like, and I love showing it to other people because I know what's coming. I know what's about to happen. I know it's coming out of her back. So I love like other people watching it and seeing the reactions. It's a fun one to watch for sure. It's wild.
It's
wild.
so wild, right? The last 20 minutes were just OMG.
No, and no one ever guesses like what's gonna happen. Like you have no idea where it's gonna go, and when it goes there, like it's just jaw on the floor, and then you leave and you're like, what was that? Like it's insane.
I was gag, cooped, and pooped
Yep.
when all of that happened. I was just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, did that really just happen?
It happened. It happened.
You guys have to watch it. Like I said, it took me 3 days, and honestly, it would have taken me 7 days, but my free trial was up, so I had to get it done, which I did. It was really good. I really enjoyed
Think
it.
you'd be a fan of Elizabeth Sparkle? Would you like take her aerobic workout class?
Of course.
I could get behind Sue's class for sure. Like,
She was giving me Jane Fonda.
yeah, I would pump it up for sure.
Jane Fonda would have been a great person to do that role.
Maybe a little too old. Maybe a little too
A
old.
little too on the dot. She
Yeah.
has been doing this. How about Russell Simmons? I would allow the gay version of it. And Troye Sivanis.
Oh my God, and Troye Sivanis too. Yes.
Okay, let's move on to the second one, which is going to be the Best Supporting Actress. Let me tell you who we have. Zoe Saldana with Emilia Perez, Felicity Jones with The Brutalist, Monica Barbaro with A Complete Unknown, Arianka Grande with Wicked. I'm sorry for it is not Ariana, it's Arianka Grande. And Isabella Rossellini with Conclave.
I would really, really love to see Ariana win it, but like I said, I think next year when the full performance is out, that's when she's going to have her moment. But it's been really cool to see how embraced she's been by the film community. Like her performance as Glinda is incredible. She like pays homage to the stage version of Glinda that like if you're a fan of Wicked, everyone has come to love and expect, while also really making it her own. And they both had incredibly hard jobs. Like the Wicked fan base might be as crazy as the Selenators. So like,
Oh my God,
like,
yes.
And I'm one of those people. Like if Wicked was not done correctly, you would be hearing from my lawyer. Like it had to be done right, and they.
It was a beautiful job. It was my very first time watching Wicked. I had never seen Wicked, and it was a really beautiful movie with a beautiful message. And I'm really excited for next year.
I cannot wait for part 2. But that being said, though, I think Zoe Saldana, just based on the precursor award ceremonies and how many awards she's picked up thus far, I think it's most likely going to her, though I don't think it's the best supporting actress role of the year. But
Yeah, based on what I just said earlier, my surprise was Zoe Saldana. I think she could win it, but I'm manifesting that Ariana Grande takes it home.
and Zoe's definitely a highlight of the train wreck that is Emilia Perez. Like, she's definitely a highlight, and if it's gonna have 13 nominations, it probably needs to win one or two for to look like it wasn't a total fluke. So I think Emilia Perez will get their win through Zoe in the role.
I just don't understand the whole Emilia Perez.
I know.
But
And also, when you compare the two movie musicals this season, like Wicked and Emilia Perez, the live singing makes all the difference.
All of it.
Like, when that auto-tune comes on in Emilia Perez, you're like, oh, God,
Why?
no, not again, not
Why?
again. But then you're watching Wicked, and you're like, yes, I will defy gravity over and over and over again.
I have not heard one single one of my neighbors playing any of Emilia Perez songs. And in my building, everyone is always playing Wicked. So that's how you know. I'm manifesting that Ariana gets the Oscar.
I would love it. I would love
Yeah.
it. But I think next year is going to be it, I think.
Oh, and to go back really quick on my notes, I have that, you know that if Cynthia Erivo wins the Oscar, she will be the youngest EGOT winner at the age of 39.
That would be exciting.
However, if she wins it next year, she won't. I can remember who it is that won, but I think like
Yeah, that
she
would be
wouldn't.
interesting to know. She's also the only Black actress to have been nominated twice for Best Leading Role with Viola Davis.
right.
Like, that puts her into like another class of celebrities. So
Yes.
I'm excited to see where things go for her. Oh, and she's hosting the Tony Awards this year, so she's going to be just fine
Yeah.
with or without the Oscar. But she's an incredible talent, and
Amazing.
and EGOT is well deserved for her if that happens.
If I ever win an EGOT, I would just retire.
Yeah, like what
What is
else
there to do?
you do?
Yeah,
Like,
you've done everything.
maybe write a book.
Maybe write a book.
If you can write, I don't know, like
I
find
mean,
something.
you can always
Help
have-
Addison Rae with her next song. I don't know, do something.
You can always have a ghostwriter.
Yeah,
can put all the-
Britney Spears, we're looking at you. Who wrote the Britney Spears book? Who
Michelle
wrote it?
Williams. Michelle Williams said, I'll read it if I get to write the book.
Some ghostwriter found 5 pages of diary notes from Britney and said, okay, I'll make this work. I'll make this work.
Brittany had no idea.
No, people were acting like she like totally wrote that book. I was like, not.
I have a theory that in order for Brittany to like get tea, they were always like, hey Britt, we're gonna bring like McDonald's and Starbucks and we're gonna kiki, okay? Let's just talk about your life.
They like pushed her in the pool and were like, let's swim. Let's just like talk about
Let's
it.
talk about it. And then every time I was like, what would you like for food? Like, we're going to bring it over to you and we're going to hang out. You know, like, come on, tell us all about it.
And fun fact, the director of Wicked is directing the Britney biopic movie. He is directing Woman in Me.
Okay. Well, that's good.
And he says Britney's going to be involved. He said she's going to be very involved in the process. So they might be making the Britney movie and she might just think it's another day in paradise. Who knows?
Wait, what if she's like, I'm doing it?
Give me that wig. Give me that
Yes.
wig.
I mean, she did Crossroads and she was amazing at it.
You know where I think this is a crazy, crazy theory of where I think the movie will end. Because I think it's really going to celebrate the highlights of Britney's career, like everything that she's done. But I think it's going to end, like it cuts to black and we just hear the hair trimmers. Like that's where the movie ends. Like we don't see her shave the head,
No.
we just hear hair trimmers.
Okay,
It could be a wild ending.
So for those people who are watching and maybe are not as involved in the gay culture, let me tell you something about Britney Spears. I know that, you know, she has been through a lot, but in the gay community, you do not talk negatively about Britney Spears. And if you ever
no.
want to discuss the 2007, we're going to do it respectfully with facts and don't come shading her because we will come after you.
Absolutely.
And it's ended a few people's careers.
And for the record, I was not disrespecting
Never.
that moment. Like,
No.
I love Britney.
No,
Miley could not exist without Britney Spears. Like, I love Britney Spears.
We all love Britney, and she will forever be the princess of pop.
And she deserves every penny of the money she's worked for. So if she wants to spend it doing who knows what, like, let her.
Flying to Hawaii every other weekend.
Let her.
I would too.
Like, she earned that money. Like,
yeah.
I know, and people are like, she shouldn't have that. I'm like, no, she absolutely deserves her freedom, good or bad. Like, she deserves to do whatever she wants.
Yes, part of feminism is letting women do whatever they want. So Britney, do you. Okay, now let's get into the boring area, the man. Let's talk about man. Let's talk about the performance by an actor in a leading role. Adrian Brody with The Brutalist, Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo with Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes with Conclave. Is it Fiennes? Fiennes?
Fiennes.
Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes with Conclave.
Or Baltimore, like whatever. People know him more as Baltimore, so sometimes they just call him that.
So Baltimore with Conclave and Sebastian Stan with The Apprentice.
I've watched only one of these performances, which is Voldemort in Conclave. He's phenomenal, but it seems like with everything going on, it's going to be between Adrian Brody in The Brutalist and our boy Timothy Chalamet in A Complete Unknown. And it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. If Timothy were to win, he would be the youngest actor to ever win Best Actor at the Oscars. And that, because he's 28 years old. And that record is currently held by Adrian Brody, who won at 29 years old for The Pianist.
Wow.
So yeah, that's like the fun lore about Best Actor this year. Like outside of that, I haven't seen any of the performances, so I don't have a great, full, well-rounded opinion on it. But I will watch them before the Oscars, as I always do. They just have to hit rentals because I cannot go see The Brutalist for 4 hours of my day. I just don't have time.
It's 4 hours?
It's like 4 hours, and I don't have time. I mean, I do have time. I've watched Wicked 15 times, but...
That's Wicked. It's
Wicked, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet that was like, it took me 2 days to watch The Brutalist and 3 days to wake up from it, so...
Oh, it's that intense? Well, I don't think I'll be watching it, but I want Timothy to win only because of Kylie, and I know that Kris Jenner is putting in money so that he can win that Oscar and Kylie can get pregnant the next day.
I bet. And I don't think he necessarily needs it. He's already a pretty big movie star, but I think it would be fun to hear him give a Best Actor, like, acceptance speech. Like, will he shout out Kylie? Like,
No.
Will he?
No.
Because if he does and they break up, that speech lives on YouTube forever.
Never.
Forever.
Never. Do not, unless he is your husband and unless he or she is your wife and the mother of your children, you do not ever include your partner on a speech because you never know.
You never know.
Men ain't shit and they will cheat and they will lie, so you just never know. So my question is, will they make their red carpet debut?
She has been showing up to a lot of the events. Like, she was at the Golden Globes, and I think she was at one of the other ones. So it would be interesting.
But she's never walked the red carpet.
That
with
would
him.
be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting.
Oh my God,
I would love
even
to
think
see
about that.
I would love to see that.
I feel like him dating Kylie Jenner kind of like taints his reputation in a way.
Yes, but I also heard that he gets the plane for free anytime.
Oh, well, maybe that's why he's dating her. If someone has a plane, I'll date you. Like,
listen, I dated ugly people for free dinner.
Imagine. I've done worse.
Yes, I made out with a random at the club for a beer. Imagine a free plane. Yes.
Yeah, I'll do it for the plane.
And Kylie's beautiful, so yes, I'm down. Okay.
And you know, it's funny. She probably shows her kids like Timothy and like Wonka. Like that's probably how they know him. They're probably like, oh my God, mommy's dating Willy Wonka.
Yes, probably.
Yeah. Maybe when they're older, they can see Call Me By Your Name.
Old. They're gonna need to be a little.
You want to see Daddy screw a peach?
Yes. Maybe we're waiting till Stormy is 18.
Yeah, 18 for sure.
All right, now let's go into performance by an actor in a supporting role. Yura Borisov, a Nora, Kieran Culkin, a Real Pain, Edward Norton, a Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce, The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong with The Apprentice.
So they say Kieran Culkin's gonna take it, and I did watch A Real Pain. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
The writing was really good. I liked the story. Kieran Culkin, though, from what I've seen of him, like when I watched him in that movie, he just really felt like a exaggerated version of himself with like every other role he played. To me, it didn't necessarily scream Oscar-winning performance, but
you never know.
But I think he's going to win it just because he's won everything else. But like you said, these are the boring categories. Like this is bathroom break territory.
For sure.
That's why they always announce Best Supporting Actress is like one of the second or third awards because that's what we care about. The women. Women's stories matter. They just do.
Yes.
Thank you, Reese Witherspoon.
And what do I want to see? A man in a black tuxedo accept the award?
I know.
And say something? Go.
Next.
Yeah, next. So let's move on to the fifth. And wait, hold on. Let me take a look at my notes because we have the fifth one, which is directing. Let's talk about directing. So Jax Aldiar with Emilia Perez, Sean Baker with Honora, Brady Corber with The Brutalist, the Coralie Farge, I don't know, The Substance. What was his name? Coralie?
Oh, it's a woman.
Oh,
Coralie.
it's a woman.
Coralie.
Coralie. Okay, well, give it to her. We're done.
We're done. Give it to her.
Give it to her. James Mangold with A Complete Unknown.
First, I have to say it's criminal that John Chu did not get a nomination for Wicked for Best Director because it's nominated in every other category. Do they just think someone picked up the camera and let it roll? Like, someone had to be behind the scenes of that masterpiece, and for them to not give John Chu even a nomination is crazy to me.
agree.
But as we come back full circle, I hope next year he does get that nomination and he wins.
In His Flowers.
With this year, I think it's amazing that Coralie is nominated for The Substance. Like, it's a movie I think everyone should see, and I think she did great work, and she wrote the script for it, so it really is her messed up brainchild, and it would be great if she won the award, but I think it's going to go to Sean Baker for
Sean
Anora.
Baker.
The Oscars just love, like, character-driven stories, and Anora has such beautifully fleshed out characters, and I think he deserves the Oscar. And he also wrote the script for it, so...
Okay, I'm not too familiar with most of those films, so I'm just going to take your word for it.
Yeah, just say John Chu should get it for Wicked.
I agree. Give everything to Wicked. And you know I'm not a musical person. Like, I don't care for musicals.
And it even inspired you to watch The Wizard of Oz.
I did.
Which is huge.
Yes, which I had a hot take with Andrew was here. Because they were asking, like, who was going to do Dorothy on Wicked 2. And I said, if it's not Frankie Grande, I don't want it. If Frankie Grande has
I
to...
bet he tried to get in the audition room for that. Like, he definitely wanted that.
I love Frankie.
I do too. I
Yeah.
mean, I have a little sister and she's a really great singer. So we always joke that, you know, I'm the Frankie Grande to her Ariana.
Oh, never. Sorry, sis. You get to be Frankie. It's like going to karaoke and making your straight girlfriend sing Bradley Cooper's part of A Star Is Born. No, bitch, I'm Gaga.
Yeah,
You get to
I'm
be that.
Gaga.
Yeah.
Wait, real quick, while we're talking Oscars, one of the best moments ever in Oscar history is Lady Gaga's performance of the Sound of Music medley. It's just like, it's insane. It deserves to be studied. Every gay man, when he comes out of the womb, should be required to watch it. Like, it's everything.
Yes.
And it completely changed her career. Like, everyone in that room was blown away. It made her star. And if you watch it on YouTube, at the end of the show, everyone's clapping. I think you see Nicole Kidman in there. I think you see Meryl. And then it cuts to Bradley Cooper, pre A Star Is Born. And he said that moment was what decided for him that she was going to star in that movie. Like, it changed her career.
It definitely, I mean, there was a Gaga before that performance and there was a Gaga after that performance. It proved people that I'm not just this crazy rock star that...
Like, I have the chops. She has the chops tenfold.
The chops. Yes, and I completely agree. It's one of the best performance of all time.
And she still serves drama in it. She goes
She's
like little
so
hair and like.
Now, do you
she's
think?
so good.
Do you think the what was the movie that she did?
Joker.
Was it Snub?
I think it was a snub that they made it. Like,
Yeah, but it's okay. Every big star.
you know, she like totally thought too, like this was gonna be the film she got the Oscar for, and I have no doubt she will get that acting Oscar one day. It's not gonna be Joker 2, but she'll get it. Someone should write her a really, really great role. Call up Ryan Murphy. He knows what to do.
Well, the thing about every big star deserves their FLOP time, and this was a movie that we didn't care for. I'm gonna be honest. The House of Gucci was okay because of the fashion part.
It was okay.
But it wasn't huge. I think her best movie to this date is A Star Is Born.
Sometimes it's good to have a flop in your repertoire because you never know how it's going to age. Like, we could be looking back and like looking in 20 years being like, Joker 2 was the best film of all time. And like, we just didn't get it. Like, who knows? Like, it could age like that. Like, maybe we'll be doing midnight showings of Joker 2 one night. Though one movie that's never going to age well is Cats. Sorry, Taylor. That's a flop you got to live with for the rest of your life. You know Taylor Swift is pissed that anytime that Cats movie is showing, you know it.
Yeah, that's the second worst pussy I've ever seen. All right, now let's get into the big category, which is Best Picture.
The big one.
Let me tell you what we have. Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I Am Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked.
It should be Wicked. It really should be Wicked. It always comes back to Wicked. Sorry. But it's going to be Anora.
You think it's going to be Anora?
They're saying it's between Anora and The Brutalist, but I think Anora is going to win Best Picture.
Okay, I'm going to go with that because I did not watch Anora.
And you must before Sunday.
I will.
Like,
I have
you have
tomorrow.
to. Because I really think it's going to sweep a lot of these big awards. So, like I said, it's just better when you see it. And it's a great movie. Like, it's no Emilia Perez where you watch it and you're like, how was this nominated for anything? Like, it deserves every accolade and nomination it's getting.
Okay, well, my team is telling me to wrap it up, but I don't give a shit. We're going to keep talking because I have some notes for you. So we're going to go really quick over it.
Okay,
About little things. People that were snubbed. Pamela Anderson, Angelina Jolie, and Nicole Kidman. Do you think any of them deserve to be nominated?
Deserve to be nominated is hard, but I will say Nicole Kidman's performance in Baby Girl will go down in history. That movie is kinky, it's campy, and Nicole commits. Like, she never does something where she doesn't, like, fully commit to it.
Yeah?
I mean, I was in a theater full of people watching Baby Girl, and, like, they were like, gasp, ooh, ah, like, ooh. Like, people were, like, losing their minds over some of the stuff that was going on in it. Like,
But you don't believe that any of the three deserved?
well, I didn't see Angelina Jolie's movie, though I heard she was really...
Maria, right?
Yeah, I heard she was pretty good in it.
Yeah.
And then, Pamela Anderson.
With The Last Showgirl.
I haven't seen that one either, because it really didn't pick up a lot of nominations. But Miley sings in it. Miley does have a song.
So maybe we'll watch it.
So we'll watch it,
Yeah,
for
maybe
sure.
not before the Oscars, but we'll watch it at some point.
And honestly, if Pamela were to get a nomination, it would kind of feel like another, like, Lifetime Achievement Award, which I'm not about. I'm about celebrating singular performances of the year.
I agree. Okay, and the very last thing that I do want to talk to you about is Carla Sofia Gascon's tweets and why she might not get any Oscars because they kind of like, you know, the Academy has kind of like separated themselves from it.
Oh, I know Netflix is pissed at her. Netflix has never won a Best Picture film, and they really thought Emilia Perez was going to be like their golden Trojan horse. Like they thought we're finally going to take home Best Picture, and then when all those tweets came out, it's just like totally derailed not only her chances of winning. Like, I don't even think she's going to be at the show because they've blacklisted her from everything else leading up to it. Like,
So sad.
yeah. Though I don't think they should have blacklisted her. Like, they should have her come to these events and talk about it, because now that responsibility lies on her castmates, which seems unfair for them to have to answer to.
That's true.
But Zoe Saldana just won an award, and she did thank her in the speech. So
Okay.
yeah, so I think she's still like friendly with the cast, but Netflix is pissed.
Very.
They're mad. They're mad.
Well, just to give you a little context of what happened, she made some tweets that were very inappropriate, very racist, very xenophobic. I'm going to read you one of the tweets and then you guys can make up for it. I am so sick of so much of this shit, of Islam, of Christianity, Catholicism, and of all the fucking beliefs of morons that violate human rights. She also tweeted a picture of a Muslim family where the woman was wearing a full hijab, making comments of how is this appropriate, like basically just violating women and all of this. And I do think that it has a strong message, but sometimes it's like she just went a little too much on the tweets.
And as a trans woman, it's surprising to hear her voice such horrible opinions about other people when, like, I'm sure she has gone through that in her life where, like, people had opinions about her and they weren't nice or kind, and, like, I'm just really shocked she ever said it. But I'm sure her and Caitlyn Jenner are great friends.
Exactly. Well, on that note, it just tells you that it doesn't matter your race, your sexuality. You can still be racist. You can still be xenophobic. You can still be a piece of shit. It doesn't exclude you from not being those people. So it's always good to look in ourselves and make sure that we're not doing this shit and we're growing and being better about it.
Absolutely.
And I hope she doesn't win, not because of the tweets. They were terrible. I hope she doesn't win because of that, but because the fucking movie was awful.
So literally, so
there you
bad,
go.
so bad. I bet whoever's hosting the Oscars will make a joke about the tweets. They have to. I mean, you have to acknowledge it in some way. It's better to do it with a joke.
Yes.
Like, loosen the people up.
Perfect. Well, Neil, thank you so much. I have this little envelope right here We all, including everyone behind the cameras, made predictions of who we think is going to win next Friday, and we're going to open this in front of you guys. Whoever wins is going to get some sloppy from me. I'm going to be wearing a blonde wig while I'll do that. So make sure that you guys tune in next Friday so that you can see who wins, who gets the sloppy, and all of that, okay? Neil, thank you so much. Before we get out, make sure that you give us your Instagram, your social, so that people can follow you.
My social is my first and last name at Neil Stansel. So if you can't spell it, sorry, boys.
Sorry, boys. We'll put it over on the screen so that you guys can go thirst over his thirst picks. They're really great.
There are some good ones. There are some good ones.
They're great. Well, guys, again, Neil, thank you so much for being here. You guys, thank you so much for joining us today, whenever it is that you're watching. You know it's Friday, so make sure you guys have a drink, be responsible, don't drink and drive, and have a lovely weekend. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
So good.